Episode 8 of Daredevil Born Again is now out on Disney Plus, and I've got a lot of things to say about this episode, starting with the fact that this starts with Poindexter about to be taken to another prison. Yep, Bullseye is back, and I've been hoping that the show would bring him back after his scene in the first episode of Born Again. And I was wondering to see if they would bring him back after the first episode of Born Again, because it did set him up to be a big part, and I didn't want him to be an after credits scene just to set him up for season 2, which is still possible that they'll have him for season 2, but I'm glad they brought him back for this episode and most likely next week's episode. And Matt is trying to figure out why he's being moved to a different prison, which of course we find out that Fisk is the one that gave that order. And he's also starting to learn more about who hired Bullseye to kill Foggy that night, because after he goes back to Josie's bar where Bullseye killed Foggy, he starts to learn about this drink that Foggy had right before he died. And that's when he finds out that Foggy was celebrating early because he was winning with a client against this law firm that he was going against. And Matt decides to go to the prison that Poindexter is now at to try to get answers, but unfortunately he doesn't get anything from him. All he gets that if you let me out, I will tell you, and of course Matt doesn't let him out at all. He just grabs his head and just slams it on the table multiple times. But unfortunately that causes Bullseye to break a tooth, so he uses that tooth and pokes a guard's eye out, kills him, and breaks into Wilson Fisk's party, where Bullseye tries to kill Fisk, which could mean that he's still mad at Fisk for getting his girlfriend killed in the original series. And it's great seeing Matt finally putting his foot down on all the terrible crap that he had to deal with, like bad clients that he was supposed to help, and being forced to help clients that are supposed to lie about what they're doing so that they can win. He's no longer doing that. He's laying himself off the leash and is finally doing something to help people. And that is something I have been waiting to see ever since Born Again started. Him not taking crap from all the stupid stuff that's happening around him and going out there and being a good lawyer and being Daredevil. And Matt is trying to convince Heather that Fisk is a bad guy, even though she's his therapist and he's the mayor, and she's defending him for all of that, even though Wilson Fisk has done some pretty horrible things throughout the first 3 seasons of the show, Hawkeye and an Echo. Like, for one, cutting a guy's head off with a car door. Like, how can you defend someone for doing that? Like, he was the kingpin of crime that killed so many people and kept an innocent person locked in his own hideout because he was having an affair with Vanessa, but she defends him anyway for whatever reason. And Heather is invited to this party that Fisk is hosting, so she decides to bring Matt with him, and Matt decides to do it just to prove to her that he's bad news. And when he gets there and they start dancing, Matt hears Fisk and Vanessa talking, and Vanessa says that she has something that she wants to tell Fisk, and it's supposed to be a big thing that she's saying, and that gets Matt to think that she might have been the one to hire Bullseye to kill Foggy. And that's very interesting because she was kind of the one that was taking over for Fisk, because Fisk was away for a while helping Echo in her series. And while that's going on, Fisk's task force are doing terrible things to help people by taking a paparazzi's hand and putting it in the fryer. And since BB doesn't like what Fisk is doing with his task force, she gratefully runs into the commissioner, who also doesn't like what they're doing. But unfortunately, the task force don't listen to him anymore because they only listen to Fisk now. And gratefully, the commissioner decides to tell BB each member is a part of the task force that's supposed to help both of them try to figure out how to get rid of them. And all of that comes together when Bullseye sneaks into the party, takes out a sniper rifle, and is about to shoot Fisk, but Matt takes the bullet for him. As for everyone else, Fisk decides to make Blake deputy mayor because he's been doing all this hard work for him, and Vanessa eventually finds out that Fisk has been keeping Adam as a prisoner, and instead of just letting him go, she just kills him, which is probably because she still sees the horrible side of Fisk and wants to kill Adam for himself, but I guess she decided to just kill Adam for him so that he doesn't have to do that. So now that Poindexter is back, we could possibly have a big finale where both Poindexter, Matt in his Daredevil suit, Wilson Fisk, and possibly Frank Castle as the Punisher all come together for a big finale. Then again, I could be wrong and they could remove some characters just for this finale, but hopefully there'll be some good moments in that finale, which I am looking forward to watching next week, and I hope you guys are too if you've been enjoying the show so far. So guys, if you have watched this week's episode, what did you think about it? Do you think it's a great episode, or do you think that this episode is still not very good? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you like this video, then please leave a like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss a thing, because it helps my channel grow. Hit the notification bell so you know what other videos I'm posting. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.